Hello. Here again with another video. Will Thunder Talks. Great to see you. I got a little idea I'd like to throw down today. A little under the weather, but it's related to the video. So, why showing up is important. That's the thing I'm going to discuss today. So, I've been thinking about this a lot in the event of my recent layoff. Trying to find new work. Trying my hand at a few different things. Exploring options. But I think showing up is really important. And I guess I've been thinking about this a lot in relation to my work as a professional, but also as an individual, and how I'm showing up in people's lives, right? I have a bit more energy and a bit more time to really do that more with being unemployed right now. And I think showing up is super important when I think about the relationships that really matter. I think some things I've learned that I think are really important in times like these are the people with the most means to help usually don't help. Not in ways that you really need in those moments. And I guess I've found that people that actually have the least means are often the most generous. And it feels like they're showing up to me, right? I've had some friends who've really come in and just really emotionally supported me in this time. Some people I go to college with that I know don't have much themselves, try and offer me support, trying to help me get into a job. I've had family members on a certain side of my family who have the least offer the most. And I feel profoundly grateful in this moment that I even have people like that in my life. And if that's one of you and you're watching this, thank you so much for being in my life and being the beautiful human you are. But it's making me think, relationships, that's kind of what it's about, right? We all have highs and lows, and I really feel that showing up for people in the highs and the lows is a huge part of what healthy, supportive communities look like, and why showing up is important, right? I think I'm here doing this video now. I have a cold. I don't feel great, and I'm here talking to you guys anyway because this is really important to me. Showing up here is important to me. Being authentic, being present, doing it even though I kind of just want to crawl into bed and sleep, is really key. I think it demonstrates it's me sacrificing. Right now I'm living in my dharma, right? This is my duty to be authentic, to express things. I think to show up. I think it's something I'm really learning here is people in my life are showing up now, and I'm damn, I really want to show up for people. Because people are showing up for me, and it's amazing that people are showing up for me. I think historically, I feel like people wouldn't show up for me, or because of various things that happened to me and certain environments I was in and a part of. But now people are showing up for me, and I'm doing my best to show up for people. My wife, shout out to my wife, she's cool, she's OP. She's been really showing up for me, and I've been doing my best to show up for her. And in a way, this break, this period, has been very valuable to remind me of the relationships that really matter and what I should do for them. So I guess something I want to bring up a bit here is having a vision, having a path in life you really care about, have everything kind of aligned and pointing in the same direction is really important, right? I'm thinking about this in the face of all of what's happening right now. For me personally, right? Also, we have a world that is chaotic. We have a world where there's a lot of division. There's a lot of people taking a lot of sides, hard lines on different things. Seems like we really struggle to disagree as people right now in the world, I feel. And I think having a clear vision for like what you're about and like walking in that direction is so important. I guess for me, my direction here is to like become a qualified counselor, to help people with their mental health, to get a lot out of like productive working relationships with people, because I think relationships are like the things that we're going to think about when we're on our deathbed, right? I'm not going to think about, oh, did I get paid 100k that year or 20k that year? Numbers are cool, numbers are fine, but money facilitates experience, which facilitates relationships, right? Because we are emotionally invested in relationships, in my opinion. And when we think about what's valuable for us when we're suffering, when we're struggling, like I kind of am now, certainly in this sinus department, I think about, why am I doing this? Why am I struggling? Why am I gonna go and do this different job? Why am I gonna do this? And there needs to be like a throughput. There needs to be like a clear line through all of this, right? There needs to be a reason to suffer, because I think suffering is like kind of important. I think it's important for the human condition. I think it makes us more empathetic. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think the people that have the least give the most, because they understand what it's like to go without. They understand the pain that comes with uncertainty. They understand that really what matters is like character more than a lot of things, right? Like values, like what you're about. If you're like a kind person, that matters more than if you have a yacht or you have a new designer home or the newest of this or the fanciest of that. And I feel I see people like that invest more into their relationships, and then that's what generally positively correlates with more life satisfaction. Of course, there's like really material challenges that people who don't have a lot of money, I'm one of them, have, right? But when you know people have got your back and you can connect with people, that's like really, really helpful and really positive for your mental health. And sometimes I find we talk about mental health, the royal we, I'm talking about the industry I feel I see, from other therapists and coaches and everything. We often like, you know, I come at it from a very kind of needs point of view, but I really feel I see in some circles it's like just like work harder, get more of this, do more of that. Really, we want all of these things as surrogates for relationships, I feel, you know, to kind of solve to heal, to salve the wound, you might say. So focusing on those relationships and thinking how can I show up is really on my mind, because I think showing up is like a huge part of anything you're trying to do, like start a business, go to the gym, have better relationships. Just be there, man. I'm hanging right now. I'm struggling, but I'm just trying to be in the room. And I think that's mostly what it's about, man. Just being there. And like sometimes you want to cope and sometimes you want to run away and sometimes you can't. I feel that. I can't right now. But I went to a job interview yesterday and I applied for a bunch of jobs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today. But I'm going to keep trying. What I got. Self-care is important. The right balance of doing a bunch of things is important. But like, don't forget what life's about. Life's about having emotively connective experiences. Some people, that's walking up a mountain. For some people, that's falling in love. For some people, that's competing in something team related, or just playing a game with people, or just being in a bar with people. But we need each other, and that's why showing up is important, and that's why in this world of division we need to see what we have in common, not what we have that's different. So I'm going to leave it there. But you've been wonderful. I've been Will. Take care. Best of luck. And show up.